Hello and welcome to the Skylabs Vetter ecosystem. My name is Ryan, and tonight we're going to be going over some of the ways to maximize the Skylabs VSL staking model. Now, this is a new, innovative design and process, and with that, there's obviously going to be a lot of questions. And so what I wanted to do this evening was to share a couple ideas, break down some of these strategies, and also get feedback from you if there was a particular package, lock-in package that you wanted to look at, and how would that look, and what about how much I stake, and what about the multiplier, and what about the lock-in packages, and the time frame, and all of that stuff. So that's what we're going to cover today, and it's going to be broken up into a handful of chunks. Okay, so the purpose in that is I want to get out at the very beginning the exact formula, the exact process. And for those of you who that's all you're looking for, you just want to know what's this plus this multiplied by that. That's all you need to know. I want to cover that first, so you can get on with your evening. And for anyone else, we're going to do a deep dive, and we're going to look at different things and different aspects of what is going on. So hey, welcome. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, be sure to type them in the comment section, and we'll be able to answer those there. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into it. And the first thing I want to pull up is a slide here, right here. And this is what we're going to cover. Okay, we're going to cover staking, lock-in bonuses, the multiplier, total shares, piece of the pie. What is your piece of the pie? And then collecting VSL. Okay, so there's a handful of topics here on that, and this is how we're going to break it down, and that's what's going to be going on this evening. So let's jump into it. Let me show you a calculator that one of our community members had made, and they had made this early on. Okay, they had made this early on, and I'm going to pause for just a second. Let me know in chat if the video is coming in clear. I usually stream earlier in the afternoon, and so with it being evening time and maybe more people online or whatever, I'm not sure if it's lagging out. Let me know. I want to make sure that this is working good and everything's clear. So if you can hear me clearly, everything's going fine, let me know in the chat. Okay, so the calculator was designed a few months ago, and it was based on early information that we had for the project. Okay, so it was really early. And what I've done is I've taken the calculator that another community member had made, and I made some modifications to it and made it applicable to what we're actually doing here and how it actually works. Okay? And so I will give that to you. I'll actually drop that in chat right now so you can follow along with what we're doing. Okay? And the first thing I want to say is to get access to this document, the first thing you need to do is you get to go to File, and just so you know, I have this text here. It says to access this document, click File, Make Copy. Okay? Now here is the test. Here's the ultimate test. If anybody in chat says, hey, I can't access a document, hey, it's locked, it's not working for me, this is the test that they didn't actually watch the video and follow the instructions. So we can always encourage them. You just go File, Make a Copy, and you're able to save it to your own Google Drive, Google Docs. Okay? So that's how you're able to access it. Once you make a copy, you can save it in there as well. Okay? So now that we're through that, I see that a couple people are saying it's buffering. Again, I'm not sure if it's on my end. If it becomes unmanageable, unbearable, let me know, and we can switch over to Zoom. Usually when I do these live sessions, it's 4 hours earlier in the day, and typically the quality is really good and the video quality is great. And so this is the first time I've been having it this kind of quality. So if it's unbearable, please let me know, and we can switch over to Zoom. Okay, so the first thing you get to remember is you get to stake a minimum of 100,000 VSL. Okay, you get to stake a minimum of 100,000 VSL. And when you do stake a minimum of 100,000, you get one allocation share and one royalty share. Okay, so 100,000 gives you one allocation and one royalty share. That's the minimum. Okay, and I wanted to plant the seed here, just for you to realize. You're not required to select a lock-in package to participate in Skylabs Launchpad Presale allocation royalty revenue sharing opportunities. However, the lock-in staking packages do offer additional bonuses for those who want to take advantage of them. Okay. On top of that, you're also not required to hold Vetter token. However, you will receive a multiplier based on the amount of Vetter token that you have in the same wallet as your VSL being staked. Okay. So here's the beautiful part about this is anybody who just wants to stake VSL can stake it. You're not required to lock it in, nor are you required to hold Vetter. That's huge. That's huge. And so down here at the bottom, we had what I call staking options. And so there are a lot of different ways that you can do this. For example, you could stake and not lock it in, nor have a multiplier. And that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. And the only thing that you would get to keep in mind is when you stake, there is a 20% early withdrawal fee that gets applied to stakers who withdraw tokens within 3 days of the time those tokens were staked. Okay, now that 20% is allocated back to the community. This goes into a reward pool, which is used to incentivize community members to click a button. They pay a small gas fee, and it supports other stakers who've forgotten to collect their distributed rewards, so they aren't burned. Okay, so the only thing with staking here is there's a 20% early withdrawal fee that happens if you pull it out before the 72-hour window has passed when you first stake your tokens. That's just basic staking. Okay, so you can stake, no lock-in, no multiplier. That's one way you could do it. You could do staking and you could do a multiplier, but no lock-in. That's another way someone could do this. You could stake, you could do a lock-in, and then no multiplier. That's another way you could do this. And then if you want to maximize all that's available, you could stake, do a lock-in, and have a multiplier going at the same time. That is the best way to maximize this platform and the benefits that are there for you. Okay, so let's go back up here. Now, the example that we're going to use is for Zeus. Okay, and the reason we're going to use this example is because it's very straightforward how it works and how it functions. It's very straightforward. And so if you recall, there was a picture that was posted in Telegram from Jeremy. I'm going to drop it in chat right now. And so you can just look at this as a reference. And I'm going to pull it up on my screen. I'm going to try to pull it up on my screen. There we go. Okay. So these are going to be the lock-in packages. Okay. So the example that we're going to go through today, starting out, is simply by using Zeus because it's very straightforward. It's very crystal clear. I dropped the link in chat to the image that's on my screen, and you'll be able to follow along and see what we're talking about there. Okay. So if we go down to the bottom, this is Zeus, and this is a staking lock-in packages for 365 days, and you're locking in 10 million tokens, and you get bonus shares of 100. Okay, 100 bonus shares. So when you stake Zeus for 365, 10 million VSL tokens, you get 100 bonus shares. So what does that actually mean, and what does that actually look like? Let's go to our calculator here. When we stake Zeus, we're doing 10 million. So there's our 10 million tokens. When you stake 10 million tokens, you get 100 allocation and royalty shares. The formula is your base shares plus lock-in multiplied by multiplier. Okay, this is the formula. And I'll put this in chat as well. So you may be asking, what are the base shares? The base shares are what you get from staking. So this blue box is the amount of VSL tokens that you want to stake. This right here and this right here are considered base shares. They are one and the same. Okay? One and the same as in mathematically. They're not. They're different. They're different, but they're one and the same mathematically. Okay? So this is your base share. Okay? Base share. This would be 100. Okay? So your base shares are 100. Your lock-in bonus, what did we say it was when you stake Zeus? Your bonus shares, 100, right here. Bonus shares for Zeus, 100. So this is going to be a 100. Okay? So let's change this right here. So now we have 100. Okay? So what do we have here? We have our base shares, which were 100, and now we have our lock-in bonus shares, which were 100. So we have 100 plus 100. And for this example, we are going to do a D3, Diamond 3, someone who has 10 million Vetter. Trying to make this easily seen here. D3, 10 million Vetter, you get a 20x multiplier. Okay, so we have 100 plus 100, which is 200, times 20, which is 4,000. Does that make sense? Is that clear? Okay, go ahead and let me know if that makes sense and it's clear that we have our base shares, which come from the amount that we're staking. So you type in the amount that you want to stake right here. It's going to give you these numbers right here. You paste in your lock-in bonus right here, and it's going to give the numbers right here. It's going to add those numbers to it. And then you just look down to see what tier you are for Vetter, and that's the amount of tokens. Right here, amount of tokens that you hold, 10 million, 2.5, 1 million. Here's your multiplier, and then right here is the amount of allocation shares and royalty shares that you get. Okay? Again, base shares plus bonus shares multiplied by the multiplier. Okay, perfect. We got a yes. We got a yes clear. Yeah. 4,000 allocation and royalty shares. That's pretty juicy. It's pretty juicy. I like it. Okay? So that's how that works. Okay? That's how that is the formula. That is the formula, the basic formula. So if anybody has any questions on that, please ask now. But that is the basic formula. Okay, I'll paste it again here in the chat so you guys can see it. It's just a few chats, a few messages up. But it's base plus lock-in multiplied by, not multi-4. I don't know where that 4 came from. It's supposed to be just multi. But that's the multiplier. Okay, so base plus lock-in multiplied by the multiplier. So real simple formula. Okay? Now, just so we're all on the same page, these allocation shares, right now, we don't necessarily know what they mean. Why? Because there's not a project that we're getting into right now. Okay, there's a lot of variables at play. All we know right now are this is the amount of allocation shares that we have. And what this is basically a piece of the pie. Okay, it's a piece of the pie. It's not like, oh hey, I'm going to have a certain dollar amount right now. It's nothing like that. It's simply a piece of the pie. Same thing with the royalty shares. This does not represent a dollar. It does not represent a penny. It doesn't represent 10 cents. It is simply your piece of the pie. Okay? It's simply your piece of the pie. So whether you have 4,000 or 400 or whatever the end number you end up with is simply your piece of the pie. Let's go ahead and look at another image here. So let's say that there's 5 of us, okay, including you. Okay, you, Bill, Jane, Jerry, and Susie. You guys are in the staking pool, and you each have equal royalty shares. You all have 4,000. Okay? You all have 4,000 apiece, which means you each have 20% of the pie. Your slice is 20% of the pie. That's massive. This is just really simple math, okay? Which means if, let's say that the rewards, the royalties that were going to be paid out in VSL, let's say that there was 1 million VSL to be paid out. If you each have 20%, you each are going to end up with 200,000 VSL each. 1 million divided by 5 is 200,000. Okay, so when we ask and when we look, well, how much are the royalties going to be? Well, that's dependent on how much volume that comes in. How much volume is it? Well, 15% buy tax, all of that goes to those who are staking. And then, of the 15% of the sell tax, 33.33% of that goes to the stakers as well. Do we know how much volume there's going to be? No, we don't. Okay, so right now, we don't know what the actual number is going to be as far as how much VSL is going to come in. We only know the math. We only know how many royalty shares that we have. Now, what are other factors in this? Obviously, we don't know how much volume. We don't know how many buys are going to come in. We don't know how many sells are going to come in. We have no control over that, and we'll only know that if we see it happening. What's another thing that we don't know about? We don't know who else is going to be staking. Okay? We don't know who has what size of the pie. Does Bill have a bigger slice than Jane? Does Susie have a smaller slice than Jerry? Does someone have the biggest slice of all? We won't know that until we're able to sift through that data and look at what's going on. Okay, so as that stuff comes in is the only time that we will be able to that's the only time that we will be able to know what's going on. Who's staking, who is who what your size is, and whatever. Yeah, someone joined us in chat. They're probably disappointed because they didn't get a whitelist spot because they were scamming and gaming the system. So it's kind of interesting how that stuff works. It's called life, my brother. So that's how that works. Okay, if that makes sense, go ahead and let me know. Right now we can only focus on what we know, what we can control, and that's the math. That's the numbers. We can control how much VSL we have. We can control how much Vetter we have. We can control the lock-in packages, which gives us our allocation and royalty shares. However, we cannot control how much volume comes in, nor how we can control how much volume goes out, nor can we control how much other people are staking or are not staking. Okay? So if that makes sense, like I said, go ahead and let me know that makes sense, and that's crystal clear. So with that is a basic idea of how that works. Yep, Farmageddon says, yeah, awesome. We can use a royalties gain to redistribute towards more packages. Absolutely. You can lock them in again, or you can swap them out, whichever works best for you and your strategy, which is super cool. No restrictions on that. Anthony, I'm trying to figure out the advantage of doing the 7-day package. Okay, perfect, Anthony. We will talk about that right now. Farmageddon says, yes, for the 7-day packages, they're strictly based on your Vetter tier level. Okay, those are the only packages that are based on the amount of Vetter that you hold. Okay, the special ones in the beginning, the lock-in 7-day period packages right here, these are based on your Vetter tier. Okay, everything else is open. Everything else is open. You're not limited to your Vetter tier. Chris is asking, Chris, did your question get answered? Okay, great, it was. Okay, cool. I see that now. Yeah, the multiplier hands down is solid. I mean, it's fantastic. That is the best way to maximize. And you know, there's a congrats, Anthony, congrats that you're Diamond 1. That's fantastic. The jump from Diamond 1 to Diamond 2 is a short jump. The jump from Diamond 2 to Diamond 3 is a much larger jump. But you know, and this also, you know, plays into, you know, your own personal strategy and you know, figuring out ways to maximize it for yourself. So let's talk about these launch packages. Okay, these are designed to accommodate and support you know, new members looking at the community for the first time. Perhaps, you know, they're a little unsure of what we're about. Perhaps they're a little unsure of what, you know, the Vetter ecosystem is all about, and it gives them the opportunity to lock in some packages for a short time frame and get some bonus shares while they're at it. Now here's the thing. If we've been following Vetter since the beginning, we know what this is about. Okay, we're all in. That's why it's a no-brainer for us to look at the 365 packages. I may not be able to say that. Let me phrase it this way. I see a lot of community members saying 365 all the way. Why? It's because they know and believe and trust in the project, in the team, and they're in it for the long run. And they're in it for a means of cash flow, and that's why that they're here. And so a 365 is piece of cake. Let's do it all day long. Okay? Now, someone who's brand new, they may feel that that's kind of risky. They're unsure. They may want to go with just a 7-day package. So if we look at the math, okay, one of the things that my mentor always said, he said, you know, do the math. Okay, do the math. He said, let's really look at this. If you're in it for the long run, the 7-day packages are not designed for someone who's in it for the long run. Okay, now there's a perk that you get the badge of saying, you know, I was here in the beginning, or I was tier 1 at launch, I was Diamond 1 at launch. And so, you know, for example, if you're gonna lock in, you know, 10 million tokens, you get to make the choice of saying, okay, I want 100 bonus shares, or I want a badge that says I was Diamond 3 at launch. Okay, that's the choice that you get to make. That's the choice that you get to make. Because it's not a mathematical choice. The difference between, you know, 10 million for 7 days, you get 12.9 bonus shares versus 100. Okay, there's no comparison. This package, hands down, is absolutely worth it. I mean, let's take a look. Let's take a look mathematically and looking at it, okay? Let's go to the calculator and look to see what that means. Let's see, it said 12.1, right? Sorry, 12.91, okay? 12.91. So right here, as a D3 with 10 million staked for a year, you get 4,000. 12.91, you get 2,258. Okay, so almost half. Significant difference. Okay, significant. And Anthony, I was feeling the same way. And I understand why. We're talking about these 7-day packages are fantastic, and they are for someone short term. It's fantastic for someone short term. And it's designed that way. It's designed to support people who are brand new to the community. Hey, what is this? Let me get my feet wet. Let me try this out. Let me see how this works. But if you're here for the long run, mathematically, it makes more sense. It makes more sense to do the long-term packages if you plan on staking long-term, locking in long-term. And so it breaks down like this. If you plan on staking anything under 30 days, okay? If you plan on staking under 30 days, go with a 7-day package. All of those pay out more than the 10-day and 30-day. Okay, so write this down. If you're watching this right now, you're curious about this, you're like, hey, if you want to get the best bang for your buck, you want to get the best gains, you want to max it out for yourself. If you're going to stake under 30 days, go with a 7-day lock-in package. You're going to get a much better bonus share, and you get the badge to say, hey, I was here from the beginning. If you're going to stake anything over 30 days, it makes sense to go with a 90, 180, and 365. Okay, does that make sense? I'll say it again. If you're going to stake under 30 days, go with a 7-day package. If you're going to stake over 30 days, go with anything over that. Okay? Here's the cool part about this. Here's what's really cool. This goes with all packages, all lock-in packages. When you lock this in, you're getting the extra 12.91 bonus shares. And when those 7 days are up, it's no longer locked, meaning you can move the funds out. However, it's still in that bucket. It's still in this bucket. Meaning, as long as you leave it there, you're going to keep getting those bonus shares. And this goes with all packages. So, super cool that you don't have to lock it in for another period of time. Once the timeline has elapsed, once the period has elapsed, it allows you to leave it in there, parked, basically. I guess we call it free parking. You remember, Monopoly, free parking. So you still get your bonus by leaving it there. So I thought that was really cool. A really, really cool thing for the community to win by doing that. You get the same rate when you leave your tokens in there, even if the time frame has elapsed for the 7 days. Okay. The tokens will be distributed. It can happen multiple times per day. It can happen frequently. So it's something that's going to be happening regularly. It can happen. I think the white paper indicated it can happen multiple times per day. Okay, so let me look at one more thing in the chat here. Chris asks if this document is available. Yes, it is. Chris, I'm not sure if you can see the chat. I'm going to add it right now. And Chris, anyone else tuning in right now, you will get to save this document. Click click File, make a copy, and save this document on your own, and that way you'll have access to it. Okay? And just so everybody knows, the two areas that you work in, okay, there's only two boxes that you touch on this document, so we're all on the same page. Two boxes, blue box and purple box. Blue box is the amount of VSL tokens that you're going to stake, and purple box is the lock-in bonus from this picture image right here. This column right here, lock-in bonus shares. Okay? Those are the only two boxes you're going to fill in on this document. Everything else does it for you. Okay? All right. So let me see if any other questions. Someone asked, how do you get 10 million tokens? So yeah, for a pre-sale, there's a limit of 3 BNB, but once the launch happens, people are able to acquire as much or as little as they'd like. So once tokens available, there's no restrictions on how much you can own. And so pre-sale is almost like getting in the game. And then once launch happens, if you choose to acquire more tokens or lock in your tokens or swap out your tokens, you can do whatever you would like to do with that. All of it, yeah, not financial advice. yeah. All of this, all the tokens are distributed at the same time. So whether it's small package or larger package, everyone gets the tokens at the same time. Meaning, here's your piece of the pie. So here's an example. Okay, all your royalty shares rather. Let me pull up this real quick just so we can see here. Let's go back to this bonus. The maxed out Zeus on 365 gives you 100 base shares, 100 lock-in bonus shares, which is a total of 200 multiplied by 20, which is a total of 4,000 royalty shares. 4,000 royalty shares. Okay, so let's go to this image right here. Let's say you, Bill, Jane, Jerry, Susie all have 4,000 royalty shares. All of you have 4,000 royalty shares. Okay, 1 million VSL comes through to be distributed. It gets split evenly amongst the 5 of you. Why? Because you each have the same percentage of the pie, which means you each end up with 200,000 VSL each. So everybody gets equal share of the pie. If you had a larger percent, if you had 30% and Bill had 10%, you would have a larger share of that VSL coming in. Okay? And so, on the admin side, once the button is pressed, that's how that works. And then as users, as a community, there's going to be a button in the back office or in the staking area that can be pressed, and will distribute will allow for the tokens to be collected, which is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Okay, so now let's do some examples. Okay, so Adrian says, so if you keep D3 7-day lock-in for 365, it will succeed 100 share lock-in. It doesn't, Adrian. So here's how it works. I'm going to, let's see, what am I going to do? How should I do this? Let's do this. Okay, so here's Zeus. We know what Zeus is. Here's Zeus. Zeus is 4,000. Okay. Let's do Zeus, Zeus, 4,000. That's Zeus 4,000. Actually, I need to edit that. Let me remove that. I didn't mean 400,000. Zeus 4,000. There we go. Zeus 4,000. And so Adrian asked the question. So if you keep the D3 7-day lock-in for 365, it succeeds the 100 share Zeus lock-in. So here's so your royalty shares for Zeus for 365 is 4,000 royalty shares. That is your piece of the pie. If you were to do the 7-day, you're going to get 12.91, and your piece of the pie is 2,258, meaning that is your percentage of the pie. So you're getting less than, okay, you're getting less than what you would get with Zeus. So with 7-day, okay, so with Zeus, your piece of the pie is 4,000 royalty shares. With the 7-day, 10 million staked, your piece of the pie is 2,258. So your slice is it's a little bit more than half. Okay, but it's a lot less. So whenever think about it like this, royalties are distributed on a regular basis. And it's distributed based on the amount of shares that you own. The amount of shares that you own determines the size of your pie. Okay? At the end of the day, it's all about how big your slice of pie is. If your pie is 4,000, you're going to get more of the distribution that comes out. If your pie is smaller, you're going to get less. Yeah, so Adrian, it does not add up. These numbers are basically what your slice is whenever distributions are paid out. I think that's the best way to say that. This number is the slice. There's no more adding. There's no more math that goes on at this point. Like the math has been done. This is the math. This is the math. This is the math. That's all covered. This is the slice of your pie. The slice of your pie determines the percentage of the VSL that you receive when the distribution happens. Okay, if that makes sense, you guys let me know if that makes sense, and if not, I'll see if I can say it a different way. I'm going to scroll up through chat. I saw someone ask about a certain package. I think it was Priscilla. Priscilla, I don't see your message anymore. I'm sorry. But I thought you asked about... oh, here we go. D1. Aphrodite. Yeah, I see that now. So if that example makes sense for the 7-day versus the long term, that's great, and we'll move on to the next thought that I have. If it doesn't, please let me know, and we can dive a little bit deeper on how this works. Okay. And guys, there is a bit of a delay, so if you ever hear me just pause for a long time, it's because I'm waiting for... Okay, there we go. We got Aaron, Anthony, we got C, Ginther. All right, everybody's good to go. All right, so now if we want, what we can do now is we can look at different staking packages and throw out scenarios. So if you want me to create one, we can go through that. But as since Priscilla did add one in here, I'll just go ahead and use it as an example. And but feel free to type in different staking packages and different options, and we'll just work through those just for fun, just to see how it works out. Okay. So Priscilla says D1 and Aphrodite. So let's go ahead and take a look over here at our images. Here's our little our cheat sheet. Okay. Aphrodite is 48.3. All right, so let's go over here to our calculator. We'll do 48.3, and then Priscilla, just someone throw out a random number. How much VSL do you want to stake with that? We could look, and we could just mess around right here. She said that's a D1. Okay, so here's D1. Diamond 1. Okay, so if she staked 100,000 VSL, okay, as a D1, she's going to end up with 493 allocation royalty shares. Pretty awesome. Okay, you have your base share, which is 1. Okay, let's just copy that. Let's take this out. Actually, let's just do 48.3. Okay, so base share, which is 1. She's locking it in for the Aphrodite, 48.3. Now that gives her base plus lock-in, 49.3. And then plus a D1 of a multiplier of 10, that's 493 royalty and allocation shares. Pretty awesome how that stuff works together. It works together. That's how you maximize no matter where you're at. And this is one of the things that we're really big on is it's literally whether you are a minnow or you are a whale, you're able to participate and get a piece of the pie. Like, it's super cool. Guaranteed allocations into these projects. I mean, everybody gets something. And we all can work together collectively, which makes this really, really awesome. Okay, so let me scroll down and check out the chat to see what's going on here. So, okay, 8 million. So Priscilla's number is 8 million. Nice, nice, nice. All right, so with 8 million, okay, 8 million gives 80 base shares. Okay, remember the calculation is base plus lock-in. Lock-in was 48.3. At a D1, 1,283 allocation and royalty shares. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Okay, 1,283 royalty shares. Okay, so let's look at another one. Aaron says 2 wallets at D2 for Zeus. All right, Zeus would be 10 million. 10 million tokens at Zeus, which is a lock-in bonus of 100. So it gives you 100 plus 100 equals 200. At a D2, 3,000 for one wallet and another 3,000 for a second wallet, which is a total of 6,000 royalty and allocation shares. Boom, boom, boom. All right, another one. We have Diamond 2, 7-day versus 365, 5,000 VSL. I like it. I like it, Vidal. Let's do it. Let's do the math. Okay? Do the math. My mentor, he always called it DTM. Do the math. DDM. All right, so Vidal says 5 million VSL. Whoop, one more zero. Sorry, don't mean to cut you short there, Vidal. 5 million VSL. Okay? And he wants to look at a lock-in of 7-day versus 365. Okay. I'm going to do the 365 first. Okay? So 5 million 365 would be a Aphrodite, which is 48.3. 48.3, and it is a position of a D2, which is a 15x multiplier. So 365 equals 1474.5 for Mr. Vidal. Okay, if we do a 7-day for the same thing, 7-day. Now, Vidal would have a D2, so that's right here. And so that would be a 6.23. 6.23 for a D2. 843.45. All right, so we got a difference of... that's the difference there, Vidal. 365, you're looking at 1,474.5. On the 7-day, you're looking at 843.45 for your royalty and allocation shares. Okay? And so, you know, if you're hopping in there just now, I do want to say that if you want to be here for the short term, it's in your best interest. Oh no, I don't want to say that. I can't say in your best interest. I'm not a financial advisor. Anything I'm talking about right now is not financial advice. You need to speak to an expert on that. If you're looking to stake for a short, lock in for a short period of time. Anything under 30 days, the bonus shares are higher for the 7-day packages. Okay. Anything over 30 days, the lock-in bonuses are higher for the 90, 180, and full year. Okay. So under 30 days, the 7-day packages have bigger bonuses. Over 30 days, all the packages above 30 days have bigger bonuses, if that makes sense. Okay? Yes, Crypto Dread, that is correct. That is correct. Thank you. That's a very good point to bring up. We're only allowed at this point to be able to lock in one of these packages, meaning we cannot double up. So only one package per wallet. That's a bad way to say that. Every one of these is an option. So on one wallet, you could have every one of these options, but you can't have two of the same one. That's a better way to say that. Everything you see on the screen, aside from the stuff in white is dependent on the amount of Vetter that you hold. Everything right here, you can have one of everything. You cannot have duplicates of one thing. Okay? Hope I didn't make that too confusing. Yep. Yeah, as Jan says, yes, one of each. That's probably the most simplistic way to say that. One of each. Thank you, brother. All right. Next up, we got a D1 10 million Zeus. Okay, so let's see here. D1 10 million Zeus. I think that's too many zeros. Oh, just enough. D1 10 million Zeus is 2,000. 365. 2,000. Okay. And then the next option, it looked like it was 2.5 million. I'm sorry. Cosmos, I'm confused on your second example. I see 2,500 for 7 days, and then I see 25. Is that 2.5 million for 7 days? And so I'm guessing that would be a diamond 2 and locking in 10 million VSL. That's the example we're going to go with. So for the 7-day, diamond 2 is a 6.23. Diamond 2, 6.23. Whoops. We'll get here in a minute. 6.23. Diamond 2. Okay, so right here, if you were to do 7-day, for that same example, 1593.45. D1 7 days versus, I'm sorry. So you're asking about a D1 7-day versus a Zeus. Okay. A D1 Zeus versus a D1 7 days. I'm with you now. D1, thank you, Priscilla. I appreciate that. D1 7-day is a 3.01. Oh, I got that all kinds of wrong, didn't I, guys? Sorry about that. 3.01. Whoops. 3.01. D1 7 days for 10 million. So we're looking at a 1,030. Okay, 1,030. Okay, does that answer the question now? Sorry, it's a little challenging doing this through text. At least for me, it is. But I hope this is helpful, guys. I hope you guys are getting some good stuff out of this. I'm having fun doing it. Hope it's valuable for you. And also, let me go ahead and drop this in the chat for those of you who are just now joining us. This is a link to this document. And what you want to do is when you click it, you're going to want to click File, Make a Copy, and you're able to do these things on your own. Okay? And you would simply put in the amount of VSL you want to stake, add the lock-in bonus, and everything else automatically populates. Okay? These are the numbers down here that you're going to end up with. Okay? So based on your tier level, these are the numbers you're going to end up with. Hey, welcome, Mark. Glad that you're here. Yeah, so this is being recorded, so it'll be able to you'll be able to take a look at this, when you're not at work. Yeah, when I was working in corporate America, I did a lot of multitasking. I did some multitasking in my days. Whether it be listening to audiobooks or listening to webinars, or it wasn't AMAs at the time because I wasn't in crypto back then, but I definitely was trying to get as much done as I could. So anybody else have any examples that you want to run through, any scenarios that you want to take a look at? We can look at those together and work through it. And also, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll do my best to answer through this. Aaron makes a good point. The key point is the size of the pie is always changing because packages are always completing and other people are entering the pool. Absolutely, Aaron. Absolutely. This is right now, the numbers on the screen are the only constant that we have. These are the only numbers that we know. And even when we launch, we don't know, nor can we control how much volume is going to come through in or out. So we don't know that. We also don't know, nor can we control, how many people are going to be staking and locking in. So there's going to be things fluctuating back and forth all the time. Okay, all the time. And so when people ask you, well, what's it going to be? Well, right now we don't know, but it's going to be where we're headed. And what we're building is what is the thing to look forward to. I mean, yes, there's going to be some great things that happen, and that's the plan that we're doing, heading into launch and post-launch. But a day after launch, and a week after launch, a month after launch, 3 months, 6 months, a year, that's the vision to continue to build and grow and develop like we have been since the beginning. And that is the exciting part. I mean, there's going to be a lot of things happening along that path and on that journey. But the cool thing is all the development that's going on, and the networking that's happening, the relationships that are building, and the things that are being created in the back end is just absolutely phenomenal. Vidal asks, can you stake a little more than the number of VSL needed for a package, or only that specific? You're only able to do that specific amount, Vidal. Only able to do that specific amount. So, which would mean whatever the package says, that's what is required. So no more, no less. And I don't have the brain cells to do this right now. So maybe, maybe this would be a conversation another time for us to circle up and, kick some ideas around. But right now I don't have the brain capacity to think about it. But the question is, so your regular staking bucket is being filled up with VSL rewards that you're collecting. Great. Awesome. And you're getting, some shares from that. Now, when you lock it in, you get more shares. So my question is, do you think it's better to just leave it there and let it accumulate until it gets to a certain number that you're working towards? Or, you just put it in there for a 10-day one and get a little extra bonus. And then when that 10 days is up, you got another one. You just keep stacking them into these 10 days. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there that, once that 10 days has passed and now, you could essentially roll it into, a longer package or a bigger package or something like that. There's a lot of different ways to do that. And so, again, I haven't done the math. And since we don't know the rate at which the VSL is going to accumulate in your bucket, so to speak, it's hard to know, how quickly you'd be able to have 100, have 500,000, have a million, so on and so forth. But that is definitely something to think about. If you could map out a plan, we're like, hey, I think every 30 days I'd be able to do X, Y, Z. And you have this process and system where you're just kind of rolling things over out of one bucket into another, out of one package into another as things are growing and compounding. Really, really cool how that stuff could work. Anthony says, thanks for doing this. Hey, absolutely. You're very welcome. All right, we got another request here. Let's see. Deli says, Tier 3. Okay, this is... How many zeros is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 million VSL, 7 days, 90 days, and 365. Okay. All right, let's do it. I'm up for the challenge. We got 1 million VSL. Okay, we have 1 million VSL. Yes, so Farmageddon, here is the link to Telegram. This is the image that's in Telegram, okay? So be sure to download that image and use it as a reference. All right, so we're going to do, this is a tier 3, 100,000 Vetter there. Okay, so we got a 7-day, a 90-day, and a 365. Okay, so tier 3 is 0.56. So for a T3 7-day is 42.24. Next one, we have a 90-day for 1 million 90-day. Oh, we got Sauron. I was kind of bummed. I was really hoping to see Legolas. But it's okay. Legolas is hanging out with Gimli and Sam. You know, they didn't get invited to the Vetter Skylabs party, and they're supporting each other, crying on each other's shoulders. So we got Sauron 2.05. T390 48 2, and then we have a T3 365 Hey, you're welcome, Farmageddon. You are welcome. T3 365. Oh, wait. I did that wrong. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, no, that's right. No, I did that part wrong. It was 10 million VSL, wasn't it? Let me count the numbers. Oh, no, I'm good. Sorry. When I don't see commas, sometimes it's really hard for me to count those digits. Okay, so back to what we were doing. We got a Hercules package, which is a bonus of 8.91. T3, 75.64. Boom. There we go. All right, so the difference between a T3 7, we got a 42.24, a T3 90 day is a 48.2, and a T3 365 is a 75.64. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Henry, thank you very much. That's one of the nuances with. No, that is on point. Thank you. That's why at the beginning I said we're going to use a Zeus because everything is straightforward and crystal clear. With a tier T3, you can only do a max of 500,000. So Henry, thank you very much. This group up here has rules. So the white packages have rules that only apply to these packages that don't apply to everything else. Okay? Rules like you can only lock in a package in which you're a tier of. Okay, so the example that we gave a minute ago was for 1 million, but you're a tier 3, so it gets to be 500,000. So we get to go back to that and look. So it'll be 0.56 at 500,000. Thank you, Henry. 500,000. 0.56. T3 is 22.24. Okay, so let's delete this one. Let's delete this one. All right, now we got a T3 7 22.24. There we go. There, that's much better. Yeah, thank you, Henry. It takes a village. I tell you what, this is the thing that I love most about this community is, you know, we're stronger together, and you know, and we don't have to know everything on our own. We can work with other people and learn and share and grow, and you know, this is what makes this community so great. So thank you very much, Henry. I appreciate you, brother. Adrian asks, can a D3 7-day lock-in also qualify for the lesser tier? Yes. Yes, Adrian, you can do that. So the way this works with these special packages, you can qualify for the one that you're at and everything below. So a Diamond 3 can get one of every one of these. A Diamond 2 can only get Diamond 2 and below. Diamond 1 and below. That's how that works. Curtis says staggering maturities, like folks do with bonds to increase average return royalties in our case, and always have one maturing and rolling into a new package created at that time. Yeah, that's what I love, Curtis. That's what I love, man. Thank you for sharing that, Curtis. I think that you know, all of us have different ideas and thoughts and perspectives, and it's so great that we're able to share those, and that's what makes this community so powerful. It really does, because you all have something that I don't. You all have a perspective or something that maybe I've never even thought of before, and I may have a different perspective. And so it's always great when we share ideas like that, because it can allow us to all get better. And so whether it's gamification, as in maximizing maximizing the royalty shares that you're always having, like Curtis is saying, by staggering the maturities, meaning whenever one ends, another one begins, and you're always in it. Or it's like the idea of waiting to see what the next package is because we don't know. That's what makes this so beautiful. So thank you all for your contribution and sharing. Oh, Captain Kurt, hey brother. Hey, I had no idea. I had no idea that was you, man. I thought that I made a new friend named Curtis. So we got Captain Kurt in the house. So yeah, thank you for sharing that, man. I'm really looking forward to more ideas like this being shared on different perspectives and how we can maximize things. So it's just fantastic. Cosmos is saying he's unable to make a copy. Cosmos, I don't know what to tell you. I know for me, I tried this on a handful of different devices. I'm also on a Google account. I don't know if you have a Google account, but if you just go to File, Make a Copy, and then click Make a Copy, it's going to make one on your own document. So if it's not working, I don't know if it's maybe like the device that you're on. Maybe you're on a mobile device. So if you can, maybe see if you can try a computer, a laptop, or something like that. Okay, see if that can work for you, brother. So with that, hey guys, thank you so much for taking some time out. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. So thank you for being a part of this awesome community. So much good stuff going on. I mean, man, I don't know if you guys saw, but the AMA that was rescheduled for today is because the team's talking about the Ripple conversation, which that's pretty exciting stuff. So that the fact that you're here right now listening to this video, handful of days before pre-sale, handful of days before launch. You're here early, and you're part of something that's, from a leadership perspective and team perspective, full intent and vision on making this, not just a successful launch, but a major player, and the player in the DeFi space. And we're all part of that, and it takes all of us. It takes all of us. So thank you for being here. So with that, life can be short. So for those that you care and love, let them know you care and love them. Hey, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being a part of this awesome community. Thank you for being a part of the conversation, and I will see you in Telegram. Bye for now.